And I also believe that a church exists to comfort the afflicted and afflict the comforted. And I like our social action issues because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to prick the conscience of all of us so we will respond in some positive way, either by giving money, by going to Selma, Alabama, by working for Project Home. I think we are a wonderful social action organization.
It was really important for us that the church was so behind the Vote No campaign first and then passing marriage equality throughout the whole state. So yeah, we were really excited that at that point we could ask Victoria to conduct our ceremony in our church. So yeah, that's something that really welcomed us from the very beginning, knowing her stance on that.
And just having Leon being in our lives and us wanting to make sure that he was being exposed to a church that was open to all differences and everyone, and whether we're similar or different, that was going to be something that was going to be talked about every single time he was here and recognized and understanding the importance around that. Because I don't think we would have felt comfortable bringing him to a church that would have not had that openness.
I've been involved with People Inc. for about 20 years, and I serve on their advisory council. And I know the need. And they deal with people who actually do live under the bridges. And they go and find them, and they've opened up this space for them within the last couple of years where they can gather and find warmth and protection. But healthy food is not something that they very often are given. And so I talked to Victoria about it, and she was extremely supportive of the idea. And so we put out the call. I instantly had over 25 volunteers, and we're a year now into this program. And the church took up a collection for it just a few months ago and raised over $2,000 to support us in this endeavor. And I'm so proud of this church that would respond to something like that in action.
Well, my primary focus, and I got into this almost immediately, was the Global Climate Change Committee, and was very much involved in that in the first few years. I haven't been able to do as much of it lately because I had a recent job change, so my time was a little bit short. But I went in, just jumped in and had a lot of fun with it, and it made an impact on us because from that we ended up doing a lot of renewable energy projects at the house. And so I've got people calling me now asking for advice, and I'm happy to give it.
Project Home? Well, Laurie was on it initially, and I had been on the pledge committee, and Laurie got up and said that she needed assistance, and my hand went up. I had done some work as a nurse practitioner with the homeless population, and I was anxious to get back to doing that.
When we first started, had an overnight, basically in our first couple of months of being here, and after the overnight, I was so uncomfortable with what the experience was that it brought us to action as a family. And with that, I was asked to be the leadership the next year. Be careful what you're good at. And then for about 3 years with Kate, then we're leadership for Project Home, and now passing that on to other people, but still very involved in having that at our church every September.
I am constantly impressed and feel amazingly supported by the visibility of our congregation and our ministers in the social justice actions that happen here. I'd never been much of a community organizer before we moved to Minnesota, and I kind of dove right into the deep end with the marriage equality movement. And to see the way that the entire congregation gathered around that was really amazing, and I felt constantly supported and thanked by a lot of people for the hard work that I was putting in to make that a reality. And the overwhelming joy and celebration that happened when we won was amazing.